Okay, welcome to a little review on how to divide decimals. When you guys are dividing decimals, like on number 15, you have to remember that divided by basically means like a fraction line, okay? So this is 200 divided by 0.2. It basically means 200 over 0.2. So that's exactly the same thing. So you guys can think of this on your paper, you can write this down as 200 divided by 0.2. That's the same thing, exactly the same. All right? Now, when you're setting up the algorithm for division, okay, you have to remember that it's always the top that goes inside and the bottom that goes outside. So when we're setting up the algorithm for number 15 here, you're going to have 200 on the inside and the 0.2 on the outside because you are dividing by 0.2. Okay? When you're doing the division algorithm, you have to ask yourself, am I dividing by a whole number or a decimal? If you are dividing by a decimal, you want to change that into a whole number divisor because it's very hard to understand how many times 2/10 goes into something, but it's very easy to understand how many times 2 goes into something, okay? So basically what the algorithm tells you to do is to get rid of the decimal in the divisor by moving the decimal place 1 to the right to make it a whole value. And if you move it 1 to the right on the outside, you have to move it 1 to the right on the inside and then bring it up where it belongs. Now add your placeholder zeros. What's actually mathematically happening there is you're multiplying the ratio top and bottom by 10. 0.2 times 10 is 2, and 200 times 10 is 2,000. So you're saying an equivalent ratio of 200 over 0.2 is 2,000 over 2. Basically, what's half of 2,000? And then you can do the math like normal once you have the algorithm set up. So 2 goes into 2 one time, nothing left over. 2 goes into 0, 0. 2 goes into 0, 0. 2 goes into 0, 0. And there's your answer, 1,000. That is how you do number 15. If you guys have it done correctly, great. If not, take notes. That is the process that you should have had on that problem. When you guys are doing number 16, same exact thing. Set it up like a fraction in your mind. This is 47.3 divided by 8.6. Just like that. The 47.3 goes inside. The 8.6 goes outside. You ask yourself, am I dividing by a whole value or am I dividing by a decimal? If you're dividing by a decimal, like in this case, 8.6, you want to change it to a whole value, scooch it to the right once on the outside. You're going to scooch it to the right on the outside. You better scooch it to the right on the inside the exact same way. And then bring your decimal up in this new location. So basically what we're saying is that 47.3 divided by 8.6 is exactly the same as 473 divided by 86. Over here, what happened? Once again, we just multiplied top and bottom by what? 10. So we got a giant 1 that created an equivalent ratio that was easier to deal with. Now we do our algorithm. We say 86 into 47 goes 0. 86 into 473 goes how many times? Well, 5 times 80 is going to be 400, and 5 times 6 is going to be 30. So if you did 5 times 86, you'd be talking about 430. So then that goes down below, and we subtract to see what's left over. 3 take away 0 is 3. 7 take away 3 is 4, and 4 take away 4 is 0. So there's 43 remaining. You're then going to add a 0 and bring down. And ask yourself, how many times does 86 go into the 430? Well, we already figured out that 86 times 5 is 430, so that must be a 5 again. 86 times 5 isn't exactly 430, and there's nothing left over. So what is the correct answer here? 5.5. This is the basics for how to divide by decimals.